The church will decide your marriage. I'm the church. Average peasant. Simply fart, roll and jump, whistle, and fart at the same time. King Henry II rewarded him with a manor and a land. Average peasant. I will conquer Troy and become the most powerful warrior in all of Greece. Surely, my name will be remembered millennia after I'm gone. I've one of the longest reigns in history and presided over my kingdom during its most prosperous golden age. Also, together with the hundreds of temples I've built and the engravings of my name on them will ensure that I will be remembered millennia after I'm gone. You know who I am. Say my name. Queer people in Nazi Germany, you have freed us, the Allies. Oh, I wouldn't say freed, more like under new management. The Dutch writing the Act of Abjuration. Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson writing the Declaration of Independence. Gianluca seeing his 9mm cartridge achieving complete dominance in the civilian, police, and military handgun markets over a century after he designed it. Signature look of superiority. The US government in 1947 saying there's nothing to investigate about a crash in Roswell, New Mexico. It's really one of those things the authorities said it was best leave it unsolved. The British when they find out that Napoleon's nickname is the Little Corporal because of the young age he was when promoted. Little Corporal plus his height being 5 feet 2 in French feet equal to 5 feet 6 English feet. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. That Egyptian couple from thousands of years ago, after finding out that using croc's poop can work as a birth control, they also added honey in order to prevent an infection. We want to say in the government. Reign of terror. Heads getting chopped off. Napoleon becomes emperor. Back to the monarchy. 18th century European nations. Giving your soldiers armor to protect them on the battlefield. Giving your soldiers epic airstrip. 625 AD Byzantine boomer. 20 years of combat experience. This war will be over someday. They were so close from restoring the empire. 700 years at war with the Persians. Duckbardus Focus 1025 AD Byzantine bloomer. Turks. Never heard of it. No more Arab raids. No more problematic Bulgars. Make Rome great again. Let's slay more Bulgars king. 1425 AD Byzantine Duma. Not more sieges please. Turks have conquered all our territories. Ducking hate the Latins. Civil wars destroyed our civilization. The end is near. Point of view. Dr. Henry Kissinger explaining why the Vietnam War has to now expand into other countries. European countries going around the world and collecting colonies. You will act like you've never seen a white person before. USA in the 1960s. Alright, it's time to move on from rockabilly and greaser culture. Middle-aged Swedish men. For some reason. Not so fast. Ancient historians when estimating the size of an army. I would never be a simp. At your service, Mr. President. The real Jefferson. Check out what I made. It's the Bible, but without all the magic bullshit. David Barton's Jefferson. You all need Jesus. I think. Was a decent general. Well, Bud. Was very good. One of the greatest, if not the best in the war. Actually wasn't a good general. His enemies made him seem larger than life, to feel better about losing. He was highly exaggerated. No, the real reason we think was Skilders, because his own side drummed up propaganda and the other side fell for it. Anything else is revisionist. The Continental Congress imprisoning and exiling every Philadelphian who refuses to take an oath of allegiance to it. I say the whole country must join our free and independent nation. Or else. I'm an expansionist empire that brought civilization to other countries. Oh, you're sweet. I'm an expansionist empire that brought civilization to other countries. Hello, human resources. You successfully invaded and conquered Russia? What? Like it's hard. Show me the best medieval armor killer. I said the best. Perfection. Thomas Jefferson resigned this morning. He's stepping down so he can run for president. Milton Obote, dictator from 1966 to 1971. Idi Amin, dictator from 1971 to 1979. Milton Obote, dictator from 1980 to 1985. Thomas Jefferson, hey, can I copy your homework? John Locke, yeah, just change it up enough so that nobody notices. Life, liberty, and property. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. My empire is collapsing. Please, tell Slavans to stay loyal to me. Shut the hell up, tyrant. You oppressed us enough. Join Serbia and live under a dictatorship. Yes sir, glory to the new kingdom. How Venezia Boo are you? 1. Venezia Boo Light. Venice is the capital of Italian culture. 2. Regular Venezia Boo. If it wasn't for Venice, we would be speaking Muslim now. 3. Hardcore Venezia Boo. An oligarchy is still the most effective form of government. 4. Daedalo incarnate. The Byzantines had it coming. Ike store in 1970. Welcome to Ike. Do you want meatballs? Ike store in 1940. Welcome to Ike. Would you like a catalog for Dino and Mobile? We also have leaflets for DNSDAP. I want some meatballs. Being ghosted today. Bro. My girlfriend left me on read for 3 days. It's so ducking over. Being ghosted in the 18th century. I'm now under the greatest anxiety and suspense, not knowing whether I write to the dead or the living, not having heard the least syllable from you the last 4 months. With an aching and anxious heart, I resume my pen. Letters from Benedict Arnold to his wife, 1773. Dentists when it comes to inventing things that have nothing to do with dentistry. Teacher, what are you laughing at? Me, nothing. My brain. Luftwaffe. Lucius Quinctius Cincinnatus. Born to simple life of farming. Forced to slay the enemies of Rome. The African-American veteran who fought in both World War I and World War II, Eugene Bullard, dies. USA oh no. Anyway, Foreign Legion. It's a terrible day for AIM. Franz Kafka when his father disapproves of his marriage. Point of view. You're a low-ranking clerk, but you had to travel all the way to the Eastern Empire, just so your bishop could agree to believe what he was already believing with a bunch of other bishops. The heretics weren't invited. Yet another ecumenical council, that cold bean a letter. They want 1939 Germany, let's give them 1789 France. Guys who've studied history. So you wanna stop a revolution that led to a dictatorship by starting a revolution that led to a dictatorship? Nobel Prize today. Holy hell, I won the Nobel Prize. I need to protect this medal with my life. Nobel Prizes in the 1940s. The Nobel Society. What do you mean you dissolved your metals in a beaker? Bicassa's Palace, December 4th 1977. Do not worry, Emperor Bicassa, France is your friend. Here, a photo of Giscati as our ace. Paris Toissy Airport, September 1979. Bicassa, your plane is grounded until further notice, and you are ordered to remain on board. I'm done for. Am I cooked? Cook. Prepare. Food. A dish or a meal. Boil. With a liquid. No, you are actually being boiled alive. We are so advanced. They took this from us. Westerners. Oh, that part of the world has been at war for thousands of years. There's nothing that can be done. The West for its entire history. Pablo Escobar. I'll agree to a 5-year prison sentence, but I get to build the prison and staff it with my people. Colombian government. Fair enough. France. Hitler. The ashes of Napoleon II. The Sea Peoples sacking Anatolia. The Iliad. Germany putting Lenin on a train back to Russia. The Cold War. Obeying Mexican law. Obeying American law. Americans in Mexican Texas. 1835. Maori lands on the Chatham Islands. Maori. I ducking hate you and hope you die. Maori. I like playing with toys. Decide to be a serial killer during the Blitz. Even though you're in the RAF, leave your gas mask in one of your crimes to ID you. Freedom. I'm curtain. The CSS Florida arriving in Bahia, Imperial Brazil, revived at arriving in a neutral, friendly port. The US Navy. They hit the ducking. The BBC leaks the surprise attack on Goose Green on the radio. You think it's a diversion, and tell your man to relax. Getting shot in game. Getting shot in cutscene. Ethiopia. Somalia, trying to conquer land from a country 7 times its size. I ducking hate you, and hope you die. I like playing with toys. It's time for you to look inward and start asking yourself the big questions. What happened to the meds? It sure is nice up here. You think the heavens will save you? Doctor, how are you still alive? Phineas Gage. I have no idea. Comes from sea by boat. Have Shreks with the first woman he saw on the boat. Tells her she's now pregnant with the most beautiful creature in the world. Refuses to elaborate more. Leaves by boat again. Nazi Wonder Waff. Fiat Panzer IV Kugel Blitz. Soviet Wonder Waff. Camel Kuznechik. When everyone else in your Kampfgruppe is hyped up on amphetamines, but you have ADHD, so you're just mellow with clear thoughts for once. French Third Republic. I'm going to ducking kill you. Paris Commune. I like my new social order and autonomy. Me and the boys on our way to partition Yugoslavia. I'm the dumbest man alive. The Persian Empire would have destroyed Western civilization if they won the Greco-Persian Wars. You're clearly dumber. A lung disease is killing all the cattle. A random girl prophesies that killing all the cattle and destroying all crops will create a better world. Force everyone to do just that, and over 400,000 cattle had been slaughtered. 40,000 of your own people starved to death. Great stand on the Ugra River 1480. He's just standing there, menacingly. America, please forget about my war crimes. I'll give you strategic bases in the Pacific and anime. You are trying out imperialism. You invade the Philippines. They have suicidal warrior monks that don't fall dead to your guns. They have suicidal warrior monks that don't fall dead to your guns. Man in China marries son's girlfriend after convincing them to break up. Tinder. Name/age. Charles Julius Gitto 40. Miles away description. Looking for a nice Christian lady under 30 years of age. Also I shot the president. Was the Statue of Liberty a gift of friendship from France to the US? It's an oversimplification of events, but yes. Dating apps aren't working. Time to look confused in World War II section. German tank engines are over-engineered because they have too many electronics. British tanks. Pathetic. Alfred Thayer Mahon's The Influence of Sea Power Upon History. A. Big navies at Opa's Duck. Wow. Andrew Jackson. Native Americans. Trail of Tears. Of Henry VIII's 6 wives, the best one was either Anne or Catherine. Do you have the slightest idea how little that narrows it down? The Argentine junta, torture and execute thousands of dissidents. Their bodies are thrown into the Atlantic Ocean. Their corpses wash up on Argentine beaches. Their corpses wash up on Argentine beaches. Linguistus. Rest of Indo-Europeans. What are you doing in England? Basques. Mind your own business. You really like the dancers' dainty feet. The women's feet become even smaller. The women's feet got so small and deformed that they can't dance. The women's feet got so small and deformed that they can't dance. Victor David Hanson. Western armies are more likely to seek decisive battles than Eastern armies, which made them better at war. Anyone that knows any medieval, pike and shot era, Middle Eastern, and East Asian history. I don't know if my son is dead or alive until I watch inside the rice box. Father, I haven't eaten in 8 days. Nail hammering noises. French people after realizing helium is a noble gas. Your forces outnumber the Spanish and the Tlaxcaltecs. The Spanish are riding some full-egged beasts and are using boomsticks. Preston Brooks after beating an unarmed man to near death without warning with a cane. Preston Brooks when he has to face someone in a fair duel. If I had a nickel for every time a country declared war on birds and lost, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. Romanized Germanic language. Germanized Romance language. The Tartarian Empire. Aliens. I finally found it, after 15 years. The Scroll of Truth. Achaemenid Persia wasn't a bastion of human rights, and didn't abolish slavery. Nia. Cracks down on people called Killuks. Sends them to prison camps called gulags. Did Dr. Seuss write this? When you get banned in both Russia and America, I just can't win. Liberian election official in 1927 figuring out how the winner got 230,000 votes when there are only 19,000 total registered voters. The world's first energy drink. Japanese industrial workers after the government banned amphetamines. Do you ever look at stuff and wonder how it got there? Czechoslovaks controlling the Trans-Siberian Railway in 1918. Sultan Ismail of Morocco, Moroccan Islamic scholars. I want to create an army and I will enslave free black Moroccans to do it. That incredibly harem. Screw you. Know the difference. Julius Caesar denying he's a monarch. I'm not a king, I'm a Caesar. In Latin, Rex. Also a Roman family name. Wilhelm I proclaiming the German Empire. I'm not a king, I'm a Caesar. In German, Kaiser. Mongol Princess Kuchulain. After beating up the 10,000th guy who wants to marry her. Give me your horse. My permission for what? We're asking for your permission to kill 3 men. You for real? Archaeologists after excavating a graveyard. I found buried treasure. It's a skeleton. Jacques Ducroux at the French Assembly in 1953. I did like so much thing for France during the occupation. You guys wouldn't get it. Yeah sure. Jacques Ducroux in 1942. Come on, removal of the Jewish filth from our new office. Our political party need it. Average day in Chile in the 1970s. Oh no, the government made everyone disappear again. Time traveler moves a chair the timeline. Oracle of Delphi. If you fight Cyrus, a great empire will fall. Croesus, king of Lydia. His empire, right? His empire, right? I sure do love being a sailor on the USS Liberty on June 8, 1967. Hopefully our Greek ally doesn't bomb us. Shalom goyim. Academics speculating wildly on the whereabouts of Hitler's secretary Martin Bormann for decades, including theorizing that he escaped to South America. Bormann's body being found in 1970 to less than a mile from Führer bunker. San Marino is the only true successor to the Roman Empire. Change my mind. Operation Praying Mantis, the 18th of April 1988. US losses and casualties. The Sami B hits a naval mine but survives. Iranian losses and casualties. Half of their navy. 2 oil platforms. A strike aircraft. 56 personnel lost. Henry George. Why does poverty persist and even worsen despite economic and technological progress? There must be 3 factors of pro. He was asking too many questions. Prostitutes during American Civil War. Profit in some ways in the army of either the Union or the Confederate. Prostitutes specifically when they heard James Hooker is leading the Union's army. I'm almost out of fuel. How am I going to finish the war? Unless. Give it to me straight. Doctor, well, this ailment is so rare we are going to name it after you. Laugerig. Point of view. You performed My Way by Frank Sinatra at a Filipino karaoke bar since the late 90s. We are so advanced. 3,500 years ago. Ancient history enjoyers now. After 50 hours, I have finally restored the Roman Empire in CK2. Ancient history enjoyers then. British aristocrats. In ancient Greek. Let me not then die ingloriously and without a struggle, but let me first do some great thing that shall be told among men hereafter. Homer. Greek independence fighters. What language is that? Which side are you on? World War II started in 1937. World War II started in 1939. Abu Bakr was the obvious choice. You don't know what you are talking about. Lol. Ali was the rightful heir. And as for Aisha, touch that ladder and I will break your kneecaps. Bet. Why does no one talk about extremely niche historical topic that I use for political talking points? Amount of books written on said topic. Adolf Hitler. Benito Mussolini. Francisco Franco. Oswald Mosley. Dear Belarusians. Thank you for choosing me as president. I will bring peace and prosperity to our country. So Belarus will finally become a democratic and European country, right? A democratic and European country, right? Just saw a girl with unbounded feet. Millions must pass examination. The East has fallen. Society has collapsed. Achaemenid Empire. Hellenic coalition. You finally going to submit like the rest of your kin? Come here and try it. We want to go 242. The Lacedaemonians. Leader of the coalition. Oracle of Delphi. What do the gods say about our resistance? The gods say you're cooked lol. What about our breakfast? You had breakfast before takeoff. Yes. Takeoff from London at 9 AM GMT. But what about our after landing breakfast? Landed at New York City at 8 AM EST. GMT -4. New York City 1895. Was that a prostitute? Just a pat down hee hee. Are you asleep on your job? Honk me 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 me. This is not your watch. Yes it is. It isn't. Please don't punish me. Look at all my sad kids. Not his kids. Explain yourself. Aristocracy in concept. We shall entrust the most respected and qualified citizens with the burden of guiding the state. Aristocracy in reality. My blood. Wheeze. Is very pure. You can't have a nation, woman, African American, or Russian as a lead in your show. Gene Roddenberry. No. But I can cancel your show. I don't care. That doesn't make any sense. Too bad. But Mayor, we really want to work together with you. Why? Yeah. Why? US government health agencies, early 1980s. There's something new going around. It's probably some kind of virus. It looks like a human version of feline leukemia, and it's spreading like hepatitis B. There's still a lot we don't know. We need funding for epidemiology, virology, retrovirology, public health, probably Shrek's education, PPE for healthcare workers. Why should we care? Who is this disease affecting? Weird perverts. Filthy whores. Gross addicts. Okay, here's $100,000. Oh my god, we are going to need so much more than that. This is a pretty niche issue. People are already dying. These are young, previously healthy people. And these deaths are horrible. It's not really a threat to the mainstream population, is it? When a male historical figure never married. Historians. He was a closeted home Shrekshul. The factory's cloak being slowed down by the owner. 19th century factory employees trying to finish their 16-hour shift. Why is English the dominant language on Earth? Linguists. Historians. Bullet. Is this junk yours, mate? No. Sauerkraut normally. Liberty cabbage in America during World War I. I'm an air fan. Oh yeah. Name 11 Eastern Roman emperors. Constantine. That's on me. I set the bar too low. Abandon crewmates to certain death. Have them sign affidavits first to cover your butt in the court-martial. Other Latin American countries in World War II. We condemn the Axis. Full support to the Allies. Meanwhile Brazil. Pack your guns, men, we are going on a vacation to Italy and we will make history. Richard Burton becomes the first infidel to visit Mecca. Circa 1853 colorized. How do you do, fellow pilgrims? Pakistan and China negotiating the sale of materials to the Ayatollah so Iran can build nuclear weapons. Oh magnificent one. What I'm bargaining with you don't have. The Duke of Wellington's butler in 1831. Thank you for coming. I'll see you in hell. Joe DiMaggio on May 15th, 1941, records a hit in a baseball game. Joe DiMaggio for the next 55 games. Wanna see me do it again? A map of France in a tire factory? Guess we're making maps of France now. History nerds, me, when history is being written around them. Quadripeace delegation explaining why the Romans were the aggressors in the war. Emperor Valentinian getting so angry he has a brain aneurysm and dies. Brazilians waking up March 16th, 1990 discovering that they are now bankrupt by presidential decree. Receive wooden horse. Don't look inside. Successfully conquer China. Double its traditional territory. Get absorbed and lose your identity. Get absorbed and lose your identity. Longbow fan. No. Real archery takes a lifetime of training to truly master. Crossbow enjoyer. Bro, you got nailed by a peasant who first picked up a crossbow last Wednesday. Russia every time they get a new government. Fortunately the bad days are over. Now it's time for even worse days. Historical pandemics during the Hajj. Where are we going? Everywhere. My grandpa and me discussing European capitals. An atlas from 1967. The Irish people, when the Ottoman Sultan heard about the potato famine from his dentist and sent a shitload of food. Carefully, he's a hero. When you created the legendary Caesar salad in 1924, but many people think that the salad was named after Roman general and statesman Julius Caesar. Caesar Credini, 1896 to 1956, an Italian restaurateur, chef, and hotel owner. Get a cool ass nickname The Witcher. Everyone thinks you are magic. Declare war on Novgorod and Kiev to establish Polotsk as a regional power. You successfully conquer Novgorod and go south next. You lost the battle and got captured by Kievan princes during peace talks. Year later, Kiev citizens overthrow the princes and establish you as a new prince of Rus. Eurovision 1974. Italy. Yes, I softly said yes to feel an emotion that I've never had before. Yes, I said yes to love. The Netherlands. We ducking love drugs LMAO. Which message will resonate with voters? The British. What has become our scientific expeditions? Surely they will find a Northwest Passage any day now. Inuit tribes. What are these savage creatures? Cannibalistic, scurvy-ridden, lead-poisoned, tattered and worn sailors looking for food. I meet a girl. We start talking. She realizes I'm Belisarius. She leaves. The primitive man. I have superior instincts to identify dangerous predators with just one glance. The modern man. If friend-shaped, then is friend. Year 1540. Date September. Event. The Jiajing Emperor announces his intention to seclude himself for several years to pursue immortality. A court official says this is nonsense and gets tortured to death. I will pursue immortality, hi. This is nonsense. The Chinese physician you heard about. It's only good when they are blood related. The Chinese physician you went to. Firegate, Airgate, Earthgate. Hitler promoting Friedrich Paulus to Field Marshal during the Battle of Stalingrad. Paulus being completely surrounded by the Russians in the middle of winter with no supplies, knowing that no field marshal in the German army has ever been captured or surrendered. Falls off his horse. Don't write that down in the record. Korean historian. King Taejong fell from his horse. He then asked not to be recorded in the record. Absolutely insane that armies used to have drummers, like hello yes we are here to slaughter each other, but before that my boy Nathaniel's gonna drop a sick ass beat on your Mayo, show him how it's done Nate. Find some exiled guard members, parachute them back to Romania, to aid the rebels against the communists. They help the communists crush the rebellion instead. They help the communists crush the rebellion instead. Wow, all of you are heroes to France. And the next heroes are the, look, just for $50, can you all sit in that dark corner over there? Athens, Sparta, Peloponnesian War, Macedonia. The FBI's plan to end the Waco siege by inserting gas and watching the Branch Davidians exit peacefully. It's almost too easy. When your French girlfriend asks you to treat her like a queen. I finally found it. After 15 years. The Scroll of Truth. It was about slavery, you ducking fool. Nia. Confederate apologists. You successfully lead Britain through World War II. You become a national icon. Nazi Germany is defeated. People vote you out of office. People vote you out of office. You manage to come back 6 years later. The Soviet Union when exploring Venus. The Soviet Union when exploring Mars. Aliens watching as the dipshit apes go from making a barely working plane to landing on their moon in the of 66 years. The United States getting a medal each time they violated a treaty with the Native Americans. American horses going extinct. Eurasian horses returning to America 13,000 years later. I got the money we need to finance the revolution. That's amazing, Cobra. But how did you raise so much money? Young Joseph Stalin. The secret ingredient is crime. Me, as a Nepali, reading that Karl Marx was partially inspired by a Nepali prince. One does not simply walk into America. Ancient Asian. These boots are made for walking. Machiavelli in real life. Machiavelli according to his reputation. My parents at 23. Let's wait 15 more years to have a kid, so he comes out extremely autistic. Yes, me at 23. The Knights Hospitaller were founded in the early 12th century and began as a medical order aiding Christian pilgrims in Jerusalem and evolved into a military force during the Crusades. After relocating to Rhodes in 1310 and later being expelled by the Ottomans in 1522, they settled in Malta in 1530, where they remained until Napoleon captured the island in 1798, ending their rule there. Okay. Actually, the Civil War was about states' rights, not slavery. Have you read the Constitution of the Confederacy? It was better long ago. Complains modern man who imagines he would be a nobleman war hero, but most certainly would be a poor peasant conscript on the receiving end of a gothic charge. Demon King. Mockingly. If your almighty God is everywhere, is he also in this pillar? The omnipresent God in the pillar. Ancient Greek doctor. The bad news is that it's fatal and chemotherapy won't be invented for another 2500 years. Crab, what's the good news? Doctor, we're naming it cancer after you, because the tumors kinda look like your claws. Crab, what the duck? What? You fought in Berlin? Yes. And we even brought back a beer mug. 18th century European. Pineapple. 18th century European. Tomato.